Thanks for tuning in to Mob Genius TV. I have decided, due to the seriousness of this topic, to release the press statements made yesterday by Paul Wall, James Dixon, Bun B, and others in their entirety. Please subscribe to my channel because I plan to release the interviews that I had with these individuals, as well as the remainder of my footage as soon as I can get it edited together. But this topic was too important to wait, so tune back in for the further coverage.
All right, can everybody hear me? Hello, can y'all hear me? All right. What's up, everybody? Good to see y'all out today. We're glad everybody's here. We're about to kick everything off officially. But before we do that, I want to ask everyone here to know that your life is important. So please, let's maintain our social distancing. All right? And we're wearing masks. And we want to make sure that everybody stays safe and we don't violate the orders that we're all operating under. But more than that, the order of love says I should stay my distance to keep you safe and you keep me safe and everybody stays comfortable. All right? We appreciate that. We do appreciate that. All right? Good afternoon. My name is James Dixon, the pastor here at the Community of Faith Church, Vice President of the Houston chapter of NAACP, and National Leader for the Kingdom Builders Global Fellowship. We're glad to be here today and thankful for all of us who are present on this amazing day, spring day in Houston, Texas, that feels more like summer. We want to welcome you to the Slab Ride for Justice. Come on, give it up. This event, co-organized with my friend, brother, and partner, rapper, entertainer, impact leader Paul Wall. Give him a hand, won't you? And supported by, and co-supported by our iconic leader as well in the rap entertainment industry, Bun B. Come on, give it up for Bun. The voice of a statesman in the entertainment industry, and we're grateful to him. We're grateful also to have the support of our elected officials on our local, state, and federal levels. Today we've got State Representative Jarvis Johnson here, District 139, and we have representing Sheriff Adrian Garcia, Commissioner Adrian Garcia. We have an assistant from his office here. And then we've got our illustrious Congresswoman of the 18th Congressional District, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Now the applause was good. The applause was good for everybody else, but not for her. You got to do better than that for Congresswoman Lee. We appreciate her, and we're grateful to have representatives from the Houston branch here. We've got July McShay as well as Belinda Everett. Give them both a hand. We're also grateful to have the support and the safety guidance of our Houston Police Department. We're grateful for them here today. Chief Troy Finner is here himself along with many officers. Let's give HBD a hand for all of their hard work and support. All right, Chief Finner. I want to say a few quick things before we commence this Slab Ride for Justice. And one thing is, today in Houston, Texas, we ride for Ahmaud. Yeah. We ride for Ahmaud. We ride for Ahmaud. And the reason we ride for Ahmaud today, in the way we're going to do it, is because on February 23rd, this 25-year-old young man of promise and potential had his life ended because some deranged individuals saw his very presence as a threat. When they saw Ahmaud Arbery jogging, they saw a suspect. They saw, in their minds, someone worthy of being executed in the most heinous, vicious, and barbaric manner. And they took it upon themselves to determine the worthlessness of this man's life according to their value system. Unfortunately, this is and remains to be a repeated American tragedy, that in the United States of America, being born black or a person of color or born in poverty is still considered to be an endangered species. And we see over and over again acts of senseless violence against people of color, against black men and black women, against people in poverty, and those that some people deem not to be worthy of human respect and value. But we're here today collectively to express an outcry for justice, demanding justice in the case of Ahmaud. Is about understanding that if we do not demand justice for Ahmaud, the American democracy is at risk. You cannot maintain a democracy where there's no justice. It's important for us to be here today, and we're grateful to have all the Slab riders out, because we're uniting across the nation. Yeah. Whether you're hip-hop, jazz, blues, rock and roll, white, black, brown, Baptist, Catholic, Lutheran, Muslim, all of us are God's children, and all of us are Americans. When Ahmaud was shot on February 23rd, the police in Brunswick, Georgia, and authorities had sufficient evidence to make an arrest shortly after that murder. But they chose not to do it. We joined the attorneys for Ahmaud's family, Attorney Lee Merritt, Attorney Benjamin Crump, in demanding, one, that the Department of Justice thoroughly and independently investigates this case and investigates the cover-up scheme that took place after the murder. And then secondly, we are preaching and proclaiming that Georgia needs hate crime legislation. I said Georgia needs hate crime legislation. This was clearly a crime of hate and should be tried and punished as such. And then thirdly, we're also demanding that the individuals who were knowledgeable of the cover-up scheme and helped to keep it covered be uncovered. That's very important. And then lastly but not least, Gregory Michael, the 64-year-old father to the 34-year-old son, Travis McMichael, who committed this crime along with William Bryant, that man is a former law enforcement officer and detective. Every case that he oversaw, every case that he handled should be investigated. Because if he would do this to an innocent black man, unarmed, jogging through his neighborhood, one could only imagine what he has done to other lives wearing a badge and a gun. So we're here demanding justice across the board. And I'll close with this. We're asking all Americans to come out to be a part of this movement across the nation. Because the truth of the matter is, this is not just a crime against the African American community. This is an American tragedy. We're calling for all of the moral voices, the faith leaders, elected officials, people of principle and influence to join this movement, because there are other Ahmauds around this country. And here's the reality: in Houston and in Dallas and in Chicago and every other city and state, there are still people of twisted, deranged thinking who have been raised like Travis McMichael by a Gregory McMichael. And that's why racism continues generationally. The father-son example that Travis Michael lived with produced a murderer. And we need all Americans to decide we're going to produce peacemakers, and unity builders. And in the words of Dr. King, justice is what love looks like in public. And so if we want to talk about we love our neighbors, and I'm speaking to my Christian friends, if we love our neighbors, we have to love them all. And if we love them all, we have to demand justice on his behalf. Thank you for being here. At this time, I'm going to ask Paul Wall will come to the microphone to give expressions, followed by Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Let's receive this man believes in justice and lifting all humanity. Let's give it up for Paul Wall.
Thank you, thank you. I don't know how I'm gonna follow that, but I definitely can't follow Congresswoman. So I'm glad I'm going before Congresswoman. But you know, I'm here representing for the Slab community here in Houston, Houston rap community, and you know, just our community as a whole. We here just demanding justice and also demanding peace within our communities as well, amongst ourselves. And we just here to represent, you know, of course, me being an avid Slab rider, we represent for the Slab community, but all the car communities across the country, whether you drive a muscle car, a low rider, a dump, a convertible, something new, a truck, a bike, wherever you have, we calling on all the communities around the nation, just as we have been called upon. We're calling on you to speak up, stand up, organize your own rides, partner with your local law enforcement, partner with your local elected leaders, partner with your local spiritual leaders as well, and your local activists. We out here just demanding justice and demanding peace, not only for Brother Ahmaud, but for all of them, especially our local people here in Houston also, who a lot of us don't even know have been killed tragically because the news cycle so much flooded with coronavirus. A lot of us don't even know what's going on right here in our own backyard. So
that's right.
We're here to just speak up and spread the message of justice and peace, and we're riding for justice and riding for peace. Thank you. With that, I got to bring up Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Hello.
I'm going to just have us for a moment, Bishop, take just a moment of silence so that we can be felt in the hearts of the families of Ahmaud, and if I might, Bishop, just say Brianna, out of Kentucky, that we can be felt by her family and that we can be felt by all of those in our community who are hurting and who are trying to understand why violence has pierced their families' lives. Can we take just a moment? Let us honor them for just a moment. Amen. There's nothing wrong with saying amen on this ground. I am glad to be just a servant standing with a visionary leader by the name of Bishop James Dixon. You know, sometimes you have got to recognize that there are moments that visionaries call you to join them, and that there is no question of following, it is joining. It is being part of the shepherdship, if I might. And I thank you, Bishop, very much. Let us give Bishop James Dixon a recognition, Vice President of the NAACP. Let me thank you to Representative Jarvis Johnson. We have many journeys together. We have another one coming up, and I want to thank him very much for being, as they say, not at my back, but alongside, as I am alongside of him. Thank you so very much. I am grateful that this community has warriors that are not silent and don't go into the sunset. They're not yesterday, they are today and tomorrow. Brother Paul Wall is today and tomorrow. Give him a hand. He is standing with us. The NAACP members, Brother Bombi, is not yesterday, he's today and tomorrow. I just want to, a senior member of the Judiciary Committee, stood with so many mothers of Sandra Bland and Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner's mother. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm Tired because it does not have to be. And sometimes we go in starts and stops. And I know we may get weary. But you know what they say? That I am not weary. I'm going to take up my wings. So what we're doing today is a clarion call to the community that we are not tired. We may be weary, but we're going to take up our wings. Because the violence that we are seeing is without boundaries, and it comes into our back door and our front door. It catches us on the street, and we must stop it. And we must not give latitude and privilege to anyone to hunt us down in the streets of America. Amen. 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 I know that we are with COVID-19. I cannot be at this podium without telling people that we pray for those who have lost their lives and those families. We ask you to continue social distance. We ask for you to be in charge of your own destiny. And so today I stand at this podium and joining Lee Merritt and Ben Crump in asking you to take charge of your own destiny. And that is that the message must go beyond the boundaries of this parking lot to be able to say that we are not animals to be hunted. We will never accept that definition of ourselves. No matter what social media characterize us as part of certain animal families, and I'm talking truth to people who may not understand, we reject that because we are children of God. Amen. And Ahmaud was a young man who had a family that loved him. He was not a thief. He wasn't breaking in. He was not doing anything that any free American or free citizen of the world should be allowed to do. And if I might, this young woman that was 26 years old, going to be a health worker, nurse, she was not doing anything that America should not be allowed to do. To lay in her bed, to be with the one who loved her, the protector who picked up a gun to protect his castle. And lo and behold, he was protecting his castle. And those laws should not be for one group of people and not for another. And he was arrested. Thank God we know today that they released him because of all of you who said it is absurd. And so, my friends, I am here to join with the unification and the unity of organizations like the NAACP and the Slab. Do I have it right? Slab. I don't want to be a slob, but anyhow. To join with the Slab and to ask for honorary membership. Let me come out when I'm here in the district. Because unity is about not seeing people in discriminatory, stereotypical ways. It is to pierce through and to see their heart. Ahmaud should have been seen as a young brother wanting to be an electrician who was out on a balmy day in a state that is part of the United States of America, running his race. And he should have been able to continue his race and his destiny. And no one should have cut him down in cold blood to stop him from his destiny. And so, as I indicate the partnership, let me join in with my brothers and sisters, having written to, as a senior member of the judiciary, to the Department of Justice, letters that have asked for not only a civil rights investigation, but a federal hate crime investigation, and as well a constitutional investigation that would wonder and determine whether their constitutional rights were violated, the right of due process, the right of freedom of expression, the freedom of access. All of these were cut down when you busted into the apartment of Breonna and when you shot down a young man on the streets of Georgia. We must never be silent, and I must say this to you. The Department of Justice, no matter who is the President of the United States, cannot be a Department of Justice for one America and not being Department of Justice for all of America. My task will be that if you are injured in the streets of this nation and you've been shot down violently and without attention to your civil rights or your constitutional rights or the law of the land, which is criminal to engage in hate crime against anyone, then the Department of Justice better stand up to as much investigate your crime as they investigate another crime. I close with these words, and might I acknowledge HPD that is here, Chief Fenner and Chief Satterwhite, and all of those who are here, we thank them. But let me finish with this. We've had a long journey of embracing families in their time of power. We know, have come to call them by their first name. The mother of Trayvon Martin, the mother of Eric Garner, the mother of Sandra Bland. And so, what we leave you with here today is that mothers of brown and black, white and Asian, who fall to their knees because their child was hunted down, are pleading with us to be the stop sign to end this kind of America. I don't know about you, but it is my intent to be the nonviolent stop sign, finally getting to a point that the dignity of your humanity is the only thing you need to be able to avoid the violence of being hunted and shot in a discriminatory manner, seemingly because of the color of your skin. Bishop, I join you in ending the violence. I join you in this amazing show that ending the violence crosses all communities, and that the Slab is here to say we are with you and we are together. I accept it, and I'm also going to run off and tell everybody that I've got an honorary membership. So I am delighted to be with you guys, and I am delighted to be part of the fight. Back these letters up with your tweets, your texts, your emails. You don't have to be solid in COVID-19. And now every one of you is a virtual king and queen. Get on there with your Facebook. Talk good stuff. Yes. Talk uplifting stuff. Yes. Talk justice. Yes. Talk ending hate crime. Talk about what we can do as an America that is the America that the world needs to see, and might I say to you that the world is begging to see. Amen. Let them see we can fight for justice, and not only can we fight, we can win. Bishop, I don't know who you want me to yield to, so I guess you are yielding. Let me yield to the Honorable State Representative Jarvis Johnson.
I don't know why they want me to follow Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, but I'm going to be real fast. My great-grandfather worried for my grandfather of having just to simply walk on the street. My grandfather worried about my uncles having just to simply go to the park. I now have to worry about my son simply walking to the store. This violence in our community has got to stop. Certainly amongst ourselves, but more importantly, other people looking at us and always thinking that we are animals. I know we're supposed to be here talking about nonviolence, but violence begets violence sometimes. And I'm not going to advocate for that, but at some point or another, we have to understand that we get sick and tired of being sick and tired. We get sick and tired of being sick and tired. I know y'all don't want to hear that from me. I know Bishop is tripping and Congresswoman is going no, but at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you something. I'm getting tired because I know, just like you know, I will go to my grave to protect that boy. But we have to come together as a community. Because if we come together as a community and show that we are one, that we can truly change this injustice system that we have to live in. We have to change this injustice system that we are living in, but we can only do that with one voice. And that's what we're here to do today. And I thank Congresswoman for all the leadership. I thank the Bishop. I thank the Slab community for the work that they're doing. The rap community, all the business leaders. We have to come together and be of one accord and stand together and demand justice. across this nation, across this state, right here in our own community. I thank all of you for being out here. I hope you all well. I wish you all well on this hot summer day. But we're going to do the right thing. We're going to get through this, and we're going to bring justice for Ahmaud. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Our final comment will come from July with the NAACP. July.
Good afternoon. I just want to make sure that I invoke the names of Adrian, the name of Rayshard. These are our brothers right here in Houston who have lost their lives. We must be cognizant of what's happening around us. We can't sit and twiddle our thumbs on Twitter and Facebook talking about it. We got to take action. This is action. Somebody questioned, why Slab ride? They are speaking to a culture. There are people here who did not know Rayshard's name before today. Now they know. So I'm here to invoke the name of Rayshard and Adrian, to invoke the name of Breonna Taylor. She should not be dead. No. She's an essential worker, an EMT in Louisville, Kentucky, pursuing a nursing career. She was in her bed, asleep. She should not have been killed. It's no different from what Gerald Goins did last January on that Monday afternoon on Harding Street. When officers are wrong, they have to be held accountable. We know most of the apples are good, but some of them apples are bad. And even those apples know. Those apples report on those other apples at a higher rate than you and I as citizens. We must use our voices. I'm asking for my brothers to step up. There's always a lot of women on the front line, and I'm so blessed to see these brothers here today. This is not a racial thing. This is a thing about justice. All right. So I'm calling you to stand for justice. Remember the name of Rayshard Scales. And remember Adrian. Yes, and I thank you. Be blessed.
I did not mean to overlook the iconic voice of Bun B. And I gotta say this, I admire him because he's been so consistent, not just as an entertainer, but as an informer. And we thank God for his wisdom, his guidance, and his inspiration. Let's give Bun B a hand as he comes to the mic.
Giving glory to God on this day. I'm so happy to be here with all of y'all. I want to thank Bishop Dixon for having me involved with this. I want to thank Paul Wall, our elected officials, NAACP, Slab Riders, HPD, and everybody else out here who has a heart filled with compassion and love for their fellow man. It's amazing that we can live in the future and the past at the same time right now, but we're dealing with a new normal and we still dealing with lynching. This is 2020. We shouldn't still be going through the same old thing. We have too much to worry about in the future that's in front of us to think about the injustices that have been done in our past. And so we stand here today with the Slab community, and I want to thank these brothers specifically because the reality is that these brothers in these cars represent the individuals who are most likely to be found dead, killed, and murdered from injustice in our society. And they're here to represent for the people that they speak for and the people they speak to. So I want to thank every brother in these cars. I want to thank people who came in their regular cars. We live in a very, very scary time right now. Everybody is nervous. Everybody's worried about what the future is going to hold. But the closer we hold to God and the closer we hold to each other, the less likely we'll be scared about going forward. Amen. We got to stay prayed up. We got to stay unified. We have to show unity. But most important, we have to demand justice because justice has never been given to people. Every time a community has needed justice, they've had to fight for it. And so that's what we're here to do today. We're here to fight for justice. And anybody that wants to join us and stand up for justice is welcome. It doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter your agenda, it doesn't matter what walk of life or station of life you live in. If you believe in justice in the way that we do, then we welcome you with open arms. Let this be a signal to the rest of the world that Houston will no longer stand to let our people be murdered, our children, our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our loved ones, and even people that we don't know. Because when we go to a football game, we all represent Houston. We go to a basketball game, we all represent Houston. Baseball games, we all represent Houston. Why not do it for justice? Why not be one loud, resounding voice to tell the world that Houston, Texas will no longer stand for injustice here or anywhere else in the world. Now I know it's hot, I know it's uncomfortable, but just think about how hot it is in a coffin 6 feet underground.
That's right.
Let us not be blind to what's happening in this world, and let us continue to be active. We're going to do a slab ride today, but every day you get in your car, you think about what happened to these young men around this country, the young women around this country. Every day you get in your car, you're riding for justice.
That's right.
And you're asking for justice. And you're demanding justice. Let us continue this on a daily basis. Let us always think about the lives that were lost in this country, and always take into consideration that your life could be next. The only difference between us and Ahmaud is that we weren't jogging down that street that day.
That's right.
That's the only difference.
That's right.
Every day we come out inside and into this world, we are potentially a victim of violence against us for our color, our religion, our community, or many different random reasons. But if we all stand together, we outnumber the haters. We outnumber the racists. We outnumber the murderers. The only reason they commit these crimes is because they believe that we don't care enough to stand up to it. Today, Houston, Texas is proving them wrong.
That's right. Yeah.
I am blessed and I'm honored to be here with y'all today. Thank y'all for coming out in this weather. I know it's warm, but it's necessary. God bless you all. Let's stay united. Let's stay unified. And let's make sure we demand justice for Ahmaud and all the other victims of senseless hate crimes in this country. Thank you.
What's up, you guys? It's Kenny G with the Mob Genius, aka Kenny Goo, the Goo Tender, drinks poured. You already know who it is. We are out here getting ready to roll out, hit 16, loop around. We ride for Ahmaud and everyone else. It's about to go down. Slab roll out, rolling out, swinging on your boy.